Welcome to the Operation Dominate podcast with your host from Houston, Texas, Chris Martinez, owner of Love My Clean Windows, Love My Clean Roof, helps entrepreneurs through the Copycat Entrepreneur, helps pastors through the Pastor's Marketer, but most of all, a family man who loves his wife and kids. And your other host from Cincinnati, Ohio, myself, Gary Guyman, owner of Pressure Wash Cincinnati, Christmas Light Cincinnati, Guyman Media Group, and godfather of the Marketing Mafia, married to his best friend Jennifer, father to Tyler and Garrett. Let's get ready to dominate. What's happening? What's happening? What's going on here?
What's going on, dude?
Some breaking news.
What the heck is going on?
Huh.
Hold on a second, guys.
Get a load of this. Huh. Breaking news. Business owners are getting bad advice.
Holy cow.
Ah.
This is crazy
You
nuts.
ever gotten bad advice yet? You ever gotten bad advice?
Dude, all the time.
So here's some examples of bad advice that people have gotten through the years. Not necessarily just business owners. This is just bad advice in general. Things like, oh no, bread can't expire. Shake it off. It doesn't look broken. And a sprain actually hurts worse than a break. That's horrible advice. I know that for a fact. Liquor before beer unless it's clear. So, like, just get something gin-based. Go running later when it's dark. That way the park will be empty.
There you go. That's safe.
Yeah, that's safe right there. How can you tell if you're really allergic to it unless you eat it first? Just go to dental school. It's much cheaper, and they've learned much of the important stuff already. I actually did that when I was in college, didn't have money, so I went to the dental school to get wisdom teeth pulled, and an hour later, had a big girl on top of me yanking out a wisdom teeth, and the Novocaine didn't take. Bad advice. You're fine, just chug a glass of water and let's go to the next bar. I've never heard that before. The best cure for poison ivy, all the pressure washers will love this, bleach.
There you go.
You don't really need any equipment for camping. Bad advice. I'm sure everybody out there has gotten bad advice personally, relationships, especially business. And that's what we want to talk about is bad advice. So, Mr. Chris Martinez is in the house from Houston, Texas, live in
What's
Cincinnati.
up?
So, Chris, let me ask you, man. Tell us a little bit about bad advice you've gotten in business.
Yeah, man. Hey, a lot of you may not even agree with me on this one, but one piece of advice I got was you need to hurry up and get out the field so you can work on your business instead of in your business. Good advice, but it was bad advice because I wasn't ready, right? So what I did was I got out the field, thought I was crushing it, I was killing it, and then next thing you know, my profit margin went So I went back into the field. I thought it was bad advice. Went back into the field. Profit margins went, woo, yay, right? Second piece of bad advice I gotten in my business was you just need to get your phone to ring. That's it, man. Like, hey, you need to get your phone to ring, and it doesn't matter who's calling you. It just needs to ring. And here's the deal. I believed it, so that's what I did. I went on a mission. And I was like, you know what? I just got to get my phone to ring because if I can get my phone to ring, then I can sell them. And then if I sell them, that means I'm going to make some money. But the problem was my phone was ringing with the wrong people. And at this time, dude, I had no clue what I was doing. So check it out. My windows were like at $8 a window. And the people calling me were like, how much do you charge for window cleaning? And I'm like, $8 a window. And they're like, that's crazy. You'll never get business at $8 a window. And what happened was, my confidence started going down. I was like, there's no money in window cleaning. This sucks. This isn't ever going to happen. And really, it was just I was talking to the wrong people. So I know that's not like horrible advice, but man, it was bad advice to me. What about you?
Yeah, so, I mean, we've gotten some horrible advice in our business as well. I mean, if I had to think back, most of our advice related to people to partner with, like who to partner with this company. They'll help you.
Like Home Advisor?
Yes, like Home Advisor. Yeah. You know, I think Home Advisor helped us understand, like, man, we're paying way too much for leads. That's what Home Advisor helped us do. And so that turned into good advice because we knew, hey, don't use Home Advisor because they screwed us. I mean, we used Home Advisor for our first Christmas light season. And because we used Home Advisor, man, we had a horrible conversion rate, horrible. We had a low per customer average, and we didn't get a lot of repeat business the next year. You know, we did 39 customers, and Home Advisor. Man, I'm trying to remember. I think we probably only had like 12 repeat customers from one year one to year.
You were talking to the wrong people.
Wrong people, exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, bad advice, it exists everywhere.
Yeah.
The problem with bad advice is it keeps you from getting to where you want to be.
Yeah.
Right? So
well, not only that, it hinders you. So when you follow that bad advice, it's almost like dating the wrong girl. There's not a good girl out there. So when someone gives you like bad marketing advice, then in return your idea is marketing doesn't work.
All marketing doesn't work.
All marketing doesn't work. It's like that dating analogy.
Exactly. So you have to have to be successful, you have to start somewhere.
Yep.
Right? You have to start with a goal.
Yep.
And a lot of times what happens is you develop a goal, and so then you start asking people that maybe you trust, and they start giving you that bad advice.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden that goal gets punched in the gut.
Man.
And then you go from, man, I'm going to make $500,000 this year to, I'm probably only going to make $300,000 this year, right?
Yep.
So let's do.
Whoa. Hey, you gave me an example earlier of some bad advice. Someone told you just last year, a marketing guru told you just last year, wait a minute, what should you do to blow and explode your business? What should you do?
Use the yellow pages.
Use the yellow page. I didn't even know they existed anymore when he told me that. I was like, yellow pages? Yeah. Holy cow.
This was a marketing guru.
Yeah, hopefully we didn't expose him. So sorry about that.
I didn't expose him.
All right, cool. All right.
We're not about exposing people too often. But anyway, so let's do this. Let's show everyone two things. Let's start with how to take a goal and put it into a monthly number. Instead of having a big macro goal for the whole year, let's break it down into a monthly number.
Yeah.
Let's get our handy dandy whiteboard.
So while he's doing that, listen, I'm going to use easy math, right? So let's just use easy math. So let's say you have a revenue goal this year to do $120,000. Easy math. It's whatever it is. Just use that number. So in your mind, you may think like, you know what? There's 12 months out the year. That means I need to make like $10,000 every single month to make that $120,000. But the truth of the matter is that if you're doing $10,000 a month in your slow season and you're also doing $10,000 a month in your busy season, then something's broken, right? So there's an easier way to figure this out. So Mr. Gary here is going to show you this. And it's a pretty cool, something that I use, something Gary uses. So when we go to determine our goals and figure out our goals, it's not just one huge goal. So
here's what I did. I took, let's say you did $200,000 in revenue in 2017. And so your goal in 2018 is the 2.5 times that. I think 2 to 3 times a revenue goal are achievable goals, right? You just have to be able to map them out and then put a plan together. So let's say 500K is what our 2018 goal is. But guess what? Guess what today is?
It is like in the middle of March.
Yeah, we're in the middle of March. So if that's your goal and we're just getting started, we have to be realistic about this, right? So I'm going to count on my fingers. April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We got 9 months. We got 9 months to hit $500,000. April, especially in service business industries, April is usually a very good month. Spring, people getting out of the winter. I know for you, it's a really good month. Is it your busiest month?
It's one of them. It's one of them. March, April, May, we're busy.
Okay. And we're in Cincinnati. He's in Houston. Better weather pattern, horrible weather pattern. and it's the exact same thing. We talked about this today. Our months kind of mirror each other, except for maybe 1 or 2 months. Our months mirror each other. So let's say you got a $500,000 goal. So in April, you need to do a large percentage of that goal. For us, it's 15 to 20%. For you, it's similar
like 16,
numbers,
17%. Yeah.
So we're going to say 18% today for our guys trying to hit 500,000, and he got started late.
Hey, let me say this while he's doing that. You need to be collecting data. So if you're 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, how did he come up with that 18%? You go throughout your whole year, and you're gonna use the formula. You're gonna take how much percentage came in January, how much percentage came in February, how much came in, and you're just gonna go throughout that whole year, and that's how we come up with these numbers. That's how we came up with 18%, right? So in case y'all are asking, like, well, how do I know it's 18%? You're just gonna follow your numbers, follow your data. That's why it's very important to know your numbers and to collect the data, so that way in year 5 you can predict the future, right?
Absolutely. So you got April, you're going to do 90 grand out of that 500K. The good thing is you got a lot of time to be able to prepare for that 90K. Number one, you did $200,000 last year.
So how did you come up with 90K? You did 500,000.
So 500,000 times 18%.
That's right.
Right? Gives us that 500 or gives us that 90K.
Yeah.
So in May is still a good month. We are going to look at 12%. Because now we're starting to get to the end of spring. Things are going to start slowing down. 12% is our number.
18 right there, just so they know.
So we got 12%. Again, you started with $200,000 in 2017. So knowing that we started with $200,000 in 2017, there's repeat business, there's referral business, there's all kinds of ways to fill these numbers, and this equals 30%. So if it's 15 and 15, if it's 16 and 14, all of those things will work. All right. So then we get into June. Apparently I'm blocking the board here. Gary, get close to the mic. Gary, quit blocking the board. Gary.
Let me see this real quick.
So then we got June. June, it starts getting into summertime, right? Starts getting into summertime. Okay, my bad.
No, you're good.
I thought you wanted to put the 18.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right, cool. I see what he's doing now. I see what he's doing. So June, you start getting into summertime, things start slowing down. Is that pretty accurate?
That's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate. So, no, in our market, because summertime's coming, kids are out of school, families are going on vacation because we're a residential company, June and July slow down significantly much. So we have on here 8% for June and 6% for July. So basically, you're just going to take that 500,000 times 8%. We know we need to hit 40K for that month, right? So before we go any further, right, let's just say you're here at 90K. And let's say you hit 80K. Well, now you know you got to carry that $10,000 over in this month, right? So now you got sometimes it could put the pressure on you. Like, how do I do that, right? Well, we'll talk about that later. But it just gives you a roadmap to where you're not trying to distribute everything equally. Like, I got to make 10 grand every single month. Like, no, you just follow your numbers, follow the data. What do we say? Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. People do.
People do. So if you follow your numbers, you can have a pretty accurate understanding of how to hit your revenue for the month, or for the year, I should say.
And so we're going down the path. Now, this is the month that Chris and I have difference on. August is one of your busier months.
Yep.
Right? And it's one of our slower months. So we're going to go still with... We're going to go still with August being a slower month. But here's the thing. These numbers can be moved around, but you have to begin to realize that plugging in these percentages, like Chris said, capturing your data, understanding your data, and then that way you can develop these analytics to be able to plan to hit your goal. So then September, things start to pick back up. September pretty busy for you?
Yep, September picks back up for us. Kids are back in school. Mama's ready to get those windows cleaned again. It's back in the grind of things.
Get over here.
So there you go.
75K in September. October, still a busy month.
So how do you collect all that data, right? I think having a good CRM, if you don't have a good CRM, you need something. Google spreadsheets, you need something, right? I talk to too many people who do not know their numbers. When I ask them questions, they're like, I have no clue. And it's like, well, how are you going to get to 500,000? You have no clue what your numbers are. You have no clue what your repeat customers are. You have no clue what your percentage looks like throughout the year, right? So getting to know your numbers, guys, is very, very important. So then in November, it slows back down, and you got 10%. So you need to make 50K in November. December, the same. You need to make 50K. All of these numbers now equal
$500,000.
$500,000.
That was with a slow start.
Yeah.
That was with a start that only gave you 9 months. And if you go back as a $200,000 business and you plug in the numbers, you know that getting to that 200,000 is the exact same percentage. They should carry over month after month after month of where you need to be and how you're going to get there. Now, understanding the allotment is one thing. Understanding the allocation and knowing where your dollar amounts are every month, that's one thing. Now it's a matter of, okay, how do we get to these numbers? Like, what do we do to make $500,000 be a realistic number that isn't just on a board, but it's in our bank account, right?
That's right.
How do we do that? So this is where we were talking about bad advice earlier. You know, I got the yellow page, bad advice. Sure, that was horrible, horrible advice. I'm sure we've all gotten some type of advice that was bad. But when you start talking to people, you're going to hear other types of bad advice, things that are going to punch you in the gut and make you think like you can't do it.
That's right.
You're going to get advice from losers and quitters. Man, you can't do that.
Yep.
You can't make $500,000 spraying water.
Yep.
Right?
I've been told that.
Yeah. You can't make $500,000 cleaning carpet. You can't make $500,000 cutting grass. You can't make $500,000 painting houses. Whatever it is that you do, you're going to hear people say, no matter what this number is right here, no matter what that number is, if it's 10,000, if it's a million, if it's 500,000, you can't do this because, and what they're telling you is they couldn't do it because they quit and they lose. And so you start listening to quitters and losers, and when you listen to quitters and losers, you take your hey, I can do it to, oh man, Tom said I couldn't do it, so I guess I can't do it. Jack said I couldn't do it, so my mom said I couldn't do it, so I guess I can't do it. My grandma said I couldn't do it, so I can't do it. You can't listen to quitters and losers. What you got to do is you got to plan to be successful. This is the first step of it. So let's look at the second step. Sebastian, let's pull that spreadsheet up.
Hey, by the way, if y'all are not in the Marketing Mafia, jump in the Marketing Mafia, because earlier today we put out some really good, solid information that you can start applying to your business today, and it was pretty valuable. So get into the Marketing Mafia if you're not in there already.
I threw Sebastian a curveball, so let's let him pull up the spreadsheet that we're going to look at. He didn't know we were pulling it up.
While he's pulling that up, if you don't follow this formula, what you're left with then is 500,000 divided by 8 equals $62,500. That means every single month you have to make $62,500, whether it be you're busy or you're slow. And that just isn't going to work out. It's not sustainable. It's not scalable.
All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to look at a spreadsheet that's going to allow us to take $500,000 in revenue, right? Let's remember that we did $200,000 in 2017. That's very important. That $200,000 in 2017 is very important. And why is that? Because most businesses are going to do 20% return repeat business and referred business. And it's going to be real close to 20. It might be 18. It might be 22. But for the most part, my numbers are 20%. Most people I talk to are 20%. Yours are actually a little bit higher than that, right? 20%?
Yeah, we go to war for customer retention, man. That's a big piece of our pie, customer retention.
Right. So that 20% is key, because now you don't have to find just $500,000. You got to find $460,000, because that 500 is reduced by that repeat and referral business, which makes it a little bit more attainable now. Makes it a little bit more attainable. We can now see, okay, we've got $40,000 covered, and if you have the right things in place, follow-ups that are constant and consistent, follow-ups that are effective, you have that stuff in place, you're going to see constant business coming from your closed customers. That's repeat and referral business. And if you don't have those in place, just like you got to start tracking your numbers, you got to put a follow-up system in place today. Don't wait for tomorrow to do that. Don't wait till Sunday. Do it today. My recommendation, I use Responsibid. Responsibid makes us a lot of money. There's other ones out there, obviously, that can do it, but do something. Do something. I say all the time, take action, do something. That's the difference between me and you most of the time, is I've done it, I've taken the action, and you're still talking about it. That's the difference in success 98% of the time. Is someone is doing it and someone else is talking about it. And so taking those action steps to actually begin to do it is what's going to make you successful.
All right, looks like he's got it pulled up here.
So on that spreadsheet, we have.
We're good.
We're waiting. We're waiting for the technical team. The talent takes care of us. We take care of our stuff. The talent does. The technical team, they're a little behind. That's okay. We'll give them some grace.
Here we go.
So is that screen live?
No, I won't be able to edit it.
Hey, if this making sense to you guys.
Okay. So can you put it in first and then we can throw it up?
Put it in first?
Yeah. So put the numbers in, then show it and put it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so give us just a second. But here's the thing.
Does he have these?
The point is, no, he doesn't. The point is this. These numbers are not just pie in the sky. This is the point I want to make to you and Chris wants to make to you. When you get bad advice begins to take your eye off the prize. Your prize, in this instance, someone did $200,000 in 2017. They want to hit $500,000 in 2018. Getting bad advice takes your eyes off the prize. What we want to do is we want to put your eyes back on the prize and show you, look, it is attainable. This is attainable, and here's how it's attainable. Number one, you allocate based on what your data tells you the percentages are for each month. You show an allocation, you get those numbers in place, and you begin to see, wow, I can probably do 50 grand. I can probably do 60 grand. I can probably do 40. I mean, I look at this board, and the only thing that's going to scare anybody is that number right there.
Yeah.
And it's right out of the gates. So you're like, man, if I don't hit 90, I'm already behind. No, you're not.
Yeah.
Let's say you hit 50.
Yeah.
Let's say you fail and you hit 50. That means you got to come up with 40 somewhere else, and you got 8 more months.
You got 8
more
more months, man. That's right.
All you need to do is improve in areas, because now you say, man, I did 50. Right? So if you did 50, now all you have to do is improve in other areas to add to your revenue. Look, 2017, when we did $1 million, April was not our best month. Our best month ended up being September, and it made up for a bad April. So, knowing that, you should know, look, I can still do this even if that number's scary. Because when I look at that board, that's the only thing that
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
90 grand coming out of the gates.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I got a thoroughbred, and I'm gonna start the Kentucky Derby, my first race, and I'm gonna win it.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like, right? So if you're looking at that, no, I got 8 more months to achieve that. So let's say your goal is not 500,000, but let's say it's 300,000, or let's say it's 750,000. Whatever that number is, you know, coming out of the gates, if you don't hit a home run, it's not over. It's not.
Yeah.
You can still achieve success. It just has to be right here. So let's take these numbers and let's show you how to get there. Can we show? Okay. So you see the spreadsheet that's up, taking the numbers that we did. Chris, walk them through how we got to those numbers.
Yeah, so you got a revenue goal of $500,000. You have a repeat customer. Repeat customer is about 20%, so that's going to come out with about $40,000. So that only means you don't need $500,000. You really need only $460,000. So where am I at, Gary?
Average client.
Where are you at? Oh yeah, so your average ticket price is $500. You know your close rate's going to be. This is, again, you have to know your numbers for this to work. If you don't know your numbers, then you're just going to be guessing, and it's going to throw everything off. You're going to be in May and be like, oh, this doesn't work, and it's just like, no, it's just because you don't know your numbers. So that tells us, right? So by following these numbers here, that tells us why is my numbers different from his numbers?
What's missing?
You should have put in, okay, so number of leads required should be 1840, and number of clients is 920. The calculation's backwards.
Gotcha.
Just put it in.
All right, so the real numbers of that, though, is I know from my numbers that means I need 920 new customers to come in this year. 920 new customers to come in this year, right? So what does that mean? That means, because I know my close rate is 50%, I need 1,840 leads to come in this year so that I can hit my revenue goal of $500,000. So, man, now you have a plan of attack. Now you have something to go by. And here's how I even do it. So you take your 1,840 leads and you multiply them by these numbers. 1,840 times 18%, 1,840 times 12%, 1,840 times 8%. And now you can just start working that process down again. So we've done our revenue. Now we're going to do our leads. So we need 1,840 leads times 18%. So in the month of April, I need 331 leads to come in. So now I have a plan. I have a roadmap, a GPS to get me to where I need to be in this $500,000. Man, give me some likes, some comments, something if you understand what I'm saying around here.
Preach.
It's good stuff, man.
Breaking that down. I mean, let's just go through here. 110 leads. And if you see, so if we hit the number, if we hit the 331, but we don't hit the revenue number, we still have the ability to hit this to get this revenue later on down, because we got these leads.
Yep.
We got the leads.
We still have the data.
And so we're focusing on the smallest number to get us to the highest number. That smallest number being the lead.
Yep.
Right? And then once we get through it, then we begin to be successful. Let's just carry it out here real quick. Oops.
So then if you have all your data in place like you should have it, and you know you can go back, like Responsive Bid's really good. How much does a lead cost you?
How much does a lead cost me?
Yeah,
$17.
So $17. So now you can see what we're starting to do here. Now we have an idea. In order for me to get 331 leads times $17, now I know kind of what my marketing spend is going to be for that month. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how it works.
It's not anymore guessing. It's not anymore, I got this huge number right here and I have to do, $62,500 every single month. How am I going to do it? No. Now, April, I need to do 90,000. In order to do 90,000, I need, however many new customers that is. That means I need 331 new leads coming in so that I can make that $90,000. Man, this is good stuff, dude.
It's good. And where business owners get lost is not breaking it down.
Yeah.
they look at this.
Yeah.
They don't even start to do any of this.
Yep.
$500,000. And man, you come out of the gates in April, March, whenever that out of the gates is, and you only do 40 or 50 grand, then you're like, dang.
Yeah.
How am I going to hit this?
I like what you said, though. Here's the deal. Even if you don't hit this goal, the good part is you still have all this data. You still have this data. You still have 331 email addresses and phone numbers that you can call here, and here to be like, hey, remember back in April? So now, if, your 10% here can actually raise up because you're going back to the 331. And then you have this 221 and this 145. It just, man,
It's a beautiful thing. But here's the thing. You have to be in a situation to where you either are going to know how to get those leads, or you have to have someone get those leads for you. They're not just going to magically appear.
That's right.
And where people get lost is the bad advice. Hey, Gary, use Yellow Pages. There's no way I use Yellow Pages and I create 331 leads. There's no way that I do X. We can make up whatever X might be, right? If it's a failed marketing system to create these kind of leads. And the issue is this. We get stuck doing one thing. And when that one thing doesn't work, our whole business suffers, and sometimes our whole business will fail if we get stuck on that one thing. So our message today is this. It's real simple. Do not listen to winners or to losers and quitters. Do not listen to losers and quitters, right? Take the bad advice that they're giving you and understand that they can't do this. And so what you have to do is reverse engineer. Good. You have to reverse engineer to be able to prove that you can do this. And like Chris said, get data. Capture data. You should be capturing data all the time.
To me, that's the most important part. Let me tell you, last year we made a decision to turn off all growth mode. If you know our story, we rapidly grew, and it cost us a lot of money to do that. And last year we made a decision. We're not going to grow this year. We're going to turn on our profit. You know what we did? We leveraged our customer base, but not just that, our prospect base. We have over 1,000 people that told us no, that last year we turned into yeses. So, I mean, dude, that to me is that's just as important. I love the data part of it. I love making $90K, but I also love having 331 emails at my disposal and when it gets to be slow, I can still go into that 331. You know, when you get here, you're at 3, 5. I mean, dude, you already got 1,000 more prospects by the time December. So now when 2019 rolls around, holy cow, now you want $1 million? It's not so hard, because how are we going to do $750,000 this year? Because we have so much data collected already that we can leverage it, right? So I get all passionate and amped up, dude. So, yeah, man. So here's your homework for the day. Here's your homework. Take what you just learned right now. What's your goal, first of all? We talked about this in the Mafia earlier. You have to have a goal, a specific goal, not around. I want to do around $200,000 this year, Chris. No, $224,000. Fine. Then you're going to go find your data. Go break it out in a spreadsheet. See what the percentage of it was every single month that came in that was revenue, right? And then put the number behind it. And then take your goal and times it by that percentage. And then that's how much you need to do in revenue. And you're going to do the same thing in leads, right? How many leads is that going to take? Because you need to know your close rate to do this, though. So how many leads is that going to take, to get to that 90 grand, right? So that's your homework for today. Excuse me. No.
So here's what we do.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Here's what we'll do. Take your homework in the comments. If you're brave enough, tell us what your goal is and tell us what your plan is to achieve it. It can be 2 sentences, 3 sentences. It doesn't have to be a book. Just write down, hey, this is my goal, and this is what I plan to do to achieve that goal. And the first thing you just did was publish your goal. You named your goal.
Yeah.
And then after you name that, then go do this homework. and share it in the Mafia. Get in the Mafia and say, hey, here's what I found out from doing the formula that Gary and Chris talked about, and here's what I have to do. Go do that homework, name your goal, go do the homework, and then publish it in the Mafia, and people can begin to hold you accountable to help you get to where you want to be.
Now, that's actually one of the top 3 rules in goal setting is telling people about your goal, because now when I tell people about it, they're holding me accountable. Dude, I thought you were going to go buy that new car last year. Now you have to tell them why you didn't. Well, because I didn't go to war for it. You know, hey, I thought you were going to do 90K last month. Yeah, but it rained half the month, so next month I'm going to do even better. You know, hey, it goes back to, because, man, you are going to have, you know what, here, I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. It's possible that you don't hit that 90K. It's possible you don't hit that 60,000. But here's what you still have to do. You still have to go to battle for your business, right? And then some dude's gonna come around and be like, I told you couldn't hit that $90,000 that month. And then, so here's the question is, how do you react to that? Do you just give up, or do you keep going and say, hey man, it's okay. I know I'm gonna make it up in May. I know I'm gonna make it up in June. I know I have 8 more months that I can make it up. It's okay, right? So let's get some comments. What's up, Charles? What's up, Steve? Good stuff. This is stuff they should be teaching in school. Brother, I think, dude.
Here's the problem, man. I've spent way too much time in college, and marketing professors teach theory because they don't understand how to get to this stuff. They don't get it. If you want to really watch real professors, it's guys like Billy Jean.
Yep.
It's guys like Ryan Stewman. It's guys that have been there and done it and have worked their way through. Look, Chris and I didn't come up with this on our own.
No.
We've been taught this by others. We've seen and we've watched, and then we took it and we made it our own. And you can take this and you can make it your own. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing. But you're not going to find this kind of stuff in school because it's theory. There is no marketing professor out there that has ever started a business, failed, started again, failed, started, and then made it. Right?
That's right.
If they fail one time, they're done. And that's the problem with conventional school. And that's a story for another day that I'll get into. But yeah, you're not going to find that in school. You're going to find it in the school of the Mafia, baby.
That's right. John Pfister, good information. Appreciate it. Kyle Wick, I've never done this before and never realized you could break it down this way. It's just numbers. Man, it's numbers. You will hear me say this over and over. Numbers do not lie. That's why whenever we put a goal out there, it's all number driven. It's not me. It's not my ego. It's not my pride. It's not how good I am. All it is it attainable? Do the numbers say that I can do it? Does Houston, Texas allow me to make 331 leads? Absolutely, I can get 331 leads from Houston, Texas, right? So it's not just a hope and a wish. It's actual solid data that can, go ahead.
On top of this,
he's gonna blow your mind.
And we talked about our numbers, closing percentage.
That's true.
And average ticket. Closing percentage and average ticket.
Yep,
okay.
I know where he's going.
So we did $500,000. Let's say we do $500,000 in 2018.
Yep.
Right? And we kind of just talked to this. We talked about this to someone. You got 2 numbers that I love the massage numbers. Like, you ask my wife, I hate getting massages because I don't like people touching me. It's just weird. She can touch me. I'm just me. Other people, right? Dudes especially. But anyway,
appreciate that.
Sounds weird. Massaging numbers, closing percentage, and average ticket.
Yeah.
Easily,
yeah, absolutely.
you can adjust these. Here's how. Closing percentage. Follow up. You can increase your closing percentage. In 1 year, we increased our closing percentage by 10 points. We went from 30 to 40%. And last year, we went from 40 to 50%. How? Yeah. Follow up.
Yeah.
Follow up. So that changed our numbers greatly.
Yeah. So I needed less numbers. Yeah. This changed. Right? Yeah.
I needed less numbers. And then average ticket. We jumped our average ticket by $200 over 24 months.
Yeah.
I went from a little over $300 to $500 for an average ticket.
Yeah.
So those 2 numbers. So okay, I don't need 331 leads now.
Yeah.
If I adjust those numbers.
If I increase it from $500 to $750. this 331 leads actually goes down. So this gives you room to work on your processes too, right? So like, oh dude, that's crazy, right? Well then start going to work on your processes. If your close rate's at 50%, how can you get it to 60%? If your average ticket price is $200, how do you get it to $300? Matter of fact, Josh Latimer was talking about this, I think Sid Graff too, on how to raise your prices 20% without losing customers. Think about this too, guys. If you have your window cleaners, $10 a window, what's 10% of $10? $1. What's 20% of $10?
$2.
$2. So if you raise your prices by $2, you think customers are really going to be like, well, geez, 10 to 12? I don't know about that. No, dude, it's really like just that. It's really in between your head, right? It's not. Customers don't look at it like that, right? It's like 10 to 12 isn't that big of a difference. It really isn't. $2. If you do it by $1, only 10%, and you got 30 windows, it's only $30 more. So they got 30 windows now. Instead of $300, it's $330. Come on.
And this is real information
Yeah.
that you can implement today.
No fluff, no theory, man.
Today. Let's see. Kyle Wick, I've never done this before. Never realized you could break it down this way. It's just numbers. You already said that. Steve, I got a master's degree. They don't teach this. Kyle, my mind's blowing up right now. Charles, I vote Chris and Gary to get me there. I mean, that's probably your best option. Kyle Wick, do you have a recommendation how to capture data the way you're talking about? I use customer factor and response bid. There you go. Response bid, man.
Yeah.
Customer factor, response bid. I mean,
A good CRM will get you there. I mean, it.
just put all the information in, and then it's there to spit it out.
Yeah. How do we figure out our closing rates? Well, I mean, if you do 10 jobs, how many of them are going to close? So go take last year's data. How many estimates did you do? How many of them did you close? And that's your closing rate right there. You did 100 and you booked 50. You did 100 estimates and you booked 50 jobs. Then your close rate's 50%, right?
Yep.
It's easy math. So that's how you figure that out. Charles, my goal is 250,000. I plan on getting there by getting a follow-up program with ResponsiBid, LinkedIn, Google, Facebook ads, increasing my market spend, and going all out. There you go, buddy. What's up, Chris and Gary? What's up, Joseph?
So, hey, guys, do the homework. Do the homework. Take your numbers, break them out. And, you know, our percentages are based upon what Chris and I came up with based upon my business and his business.
Yeah, don't use these numbers. Go get your own numbers.
You got to come up with your own numbers.
Yeah.
And maybe you didn't just start right now. Maybe you do have revenue in February and March. We do. So it's not just starting from zero in April. So take those numbers that you have, plug them in, do the same thing we did, and then use the spreadsheet to help you get to that common bottom denominator. And then massage the price, massage the closing ratio.
Work them.
Those two things, man, you can do right now. You
Yeah.
can work on those right now.
Yep.
So,
hey, take this information and start going. So if you have that goal, 500,000, now put the plan behind it, right? So go do your homework. Hey, next week we're starting a new series. What's it called?
Dream Builders.
Dream Builders.
Building your dreams.
That's right, man.
So that's going to be a good series. Basically, we'll talk about this and take it to the next level.
Yeah.
How to build your dream life.
Yep.
Dream relationship. Dream business.
Yep. So we're going to talk how to identify, how to chase, and how to live it. So that's all we got for you today, huh?
Guys, thanks for hanging out. Operation Dominate Podcast. For Chris Martinez, I'm Gary Guyman. Let's dominate.